Here's Hutchinson again, his second sack today.
Several teams are now 2-0. We have our first major season-ending injury.
Put it on Trey Lance.
So by the end, we're going to talk about what to do with his cards.
Trey Lance is going to have to exit on the cart.
And whether or not you should invest in Jimmy G right now. The main slate for week 2 is in the books, and I've got the top 10 most hyped up players in the NFL right now going up in value as we speak. So let's dig in. Plus, all my other major takeaways at the end, looking at utilization reports of all the players across the entire league. So make sure you stay tuned to the end. All right, the number 1 player on our hype index chart right now after week 2 is Jalen Waddle, second-year wide receiver on the Miami Dolphins after they get a narrow victory, upset victory over the Baltimore Ravens here. He had an 80% snap share, an 84% route participation share, a 38.7 target share, absolutely dominant receiving performance, 19 targets that he converted into 11 receptions for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a long of 59 yards. So you can see his optic hollows are up from $10 on average last week to $20 on average this week, including his rookie ticket autos are now between $60 to $70 for the base rookie ticket autos. Still very solid price. Counted several hundred transactions in a buy it now format between yesterday and today for Jalen Waddle.
Waddling his way for 6.
Number 2 most hyped up player right now is Amon St. Brown, the Sun God, in the dominant Lions win over the Washington Commanders. Amon St. Brown had an 87% snap share, 92% route participation rate, 35% target share, 9 receptions, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, including 2 carries for 68 yards. That's a long carry of 58 yards and a long reception of 49 yards. You can see his optic hollows are flirting in that same range of $15 to $20 right now, and his team is 1-1. But his performance was so dominant, and you can actually say that the Lions have a bigger fan base than the Miami Dolphins. On average, his rookie ticket autos are for around $50 right now. That is up about 100% from where they were before the season started. The same thing for the optic hollows.
Amon St. Brown.
Number 3 most hyped up player right now going up is Tyreek Hill, going back to the Miami Dolphins win. Tyreek Hill had a 76% snap share, 78% route share, 26.5% target share. He converted into 11 receptions, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a long touchdown reception of 60 yards. And you can see someone dropped some serious money yesterday on a Tyreek Hill optic gold, numbered out of 10 for $799. You can see right there his optic hollow PSA 9 for $45. Being a 2016 rookie, we also want to look at the Prism and the Select. These cards were more rare, and the Prism came silver out of the box. That's a $55 PSA 9 right now, and the Select Silver a $40 PSA 9. Counted up a lot of transactions for Tyreek Hill between yesterday and today, as the Dolphins are now 2-0.
And the Dolphins have come back 60 yards.
Also important to look at his rookie ticket autos from 2016, and these are very rare, so both of those transactions were from before the season started. You can see now the one transaction that I could find between yesterday and today for his rookie ticket auto was the horizontally formatted one in a PSA 9 format for $300. If you're new here, welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss out on a single Football Card Quest step. Number 4 player going up right now is the rookie on the New York Jets, getting the upset victory over the Cleveland Browns. Garrett Wilson, a big part of this. He only had a 61% snap share, but he had a 79% route participation rate, a 35% target share, which is really insane, 14 targets, 8 receptions, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a long reception of 31 yards. And I look at his optic rated rookie pink card that sold for $20 in an auction today, also a legacy plain color non-game worn patch, dual patch there. numbered out of $199, closed for $53 last night. That's a big sale, up big time from where those were at before the season. And we also had some big sales that were up over 50% for the XRC. I saw XRC transactions from before the season in week 1 for that $200-225 range. We have a transaction here of $320 and a buy it now last night. We also have a couple more transactions today. A dual patch from Legacy again, but this one's numbered out of 100, sold for 70, and then an in the zone numbered out of 29, selling for 69.69, best offer accepted price.
Touchdown, Garrett Wilson.
The number 5 player, we get our first QB, and it's Tua Tagovailoa, and you could arguably put him at the top because he was the man throwing the passes to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but he leads the Dolphins to go 2-0 here. He throws for over 400 yards, 469 yards, 36 for 50, 9.4 yards per attempt, 6 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. One of those was a miraculous interception by Marcus Williams. He had a long 60-yard pass. He only took 1 sack. Overall, it's a quarterback rating of 124.1. And you can see his optic hollows have hit new highs from when I've been tracking them, of now raw $75, PSA 9 $70 in auction. You can see that buy it now in auction difference yesterday, September 18 at night. And then look at the prices now of his rookie ticket autos. These are confirmed transactions from yesterday and today. People are dropping a lot of money. PSA 10 rookie ticket auto, base variation, $1,900. Raw, $450 best accepted price. But I also found one that got closed in auction last night for $740. But this is the helmet variation. You can notice the helmet there on the bottom left of that makes it the short print photo variation. These are up a considerable amount from where they were before the season, including so the one thing we got to look at is go over to our Keep 'em app, which you guys can get access over at patreon.com/footballcards, and do a comparison of the main 2020 quarterbacks here. And Jalen Hurts is yet to play tonight. I expect some fireworks to fly and for him to go 2-0, but he's got a difficult matchup against the Vikings. They're also 1-0. But let's just look at what Tua is going on here in the pink line right here. You can see his chart is up. You see that sharp increase up, and then you also see this big green dip down. The big green dip down is Joe Burrow's, and that's his base Prism PSA 10 now at $208, whereas the Tua now at $131. So we're seeing a stark contrast difference there between a team that goes 0-2 and a team that goes 2-0. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think that Tua's Prism PSA 10 will surpass that of Joe Burrow? The Dolphins get the Bills at home this upcoming weekend, whereas the Bengals get the Jets. The number 6 most hyped player right now, going up right now in value, is Lamar Jackson, quarterback on the other side. Yes, this Miami-Baltimore game was just loaded with fireworks, man. Devin Duvernay kicked it off with a kickoff return for a touchdown that automatically put Miami in the hole. But Lamar Jackson showing incredible passing acumen and busted off a big 79-yard long touchdown run. He ended up putting up 48.62 fantasy points, going 21 for 29, 318 yards in the air, 11 yards per attempt, so throwing it pretty deep. 3 touchdowns, 0 interception, a long 75-yard touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman, took 0 sacks as a total, 142.6 quarterback rating. And then, like I said, 9 carries, 119 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. Just absolute dominant performance from Lamar Jackson. You can see that his base raw optics are now going around 60. That's a $225 card for Josh Allen. His BGS 9.5 base optic, $90. That's a $350, maybe closer to $500 if someone gets lucky for Josh Allen right now. We are seeing a positive trend up of 15.5% for his base Donruss PSA 10, 15.3% for his base Optic PSA 10, and a 2% up trend in his PSA 10 base Prism. This was one of my big sales. I'm sharing with you guys one of my big sales from yesterday was a base select field level Lamar Jackson rookie card. You can see there's my sale on the top of $125.50. I pulled up some transactions from before the season started from September 13th after week 1.
You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown,
Bateman.
The number 7 player going up right now is Cooper Kupp, man. Absolutely insane dominance on the field for the Los Angeles Rams. A 100% snap share on the field for every single offensive play. 100% route share. Ran a route on every single passing play for the Rams. A 40% target share. Just absolutely absurd alpha dominant performance. Again, Cooper Kupp could break his own records from last year. He converted 14 targets into 11 receptions for 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, a long of 20, just making it look easy and just planting his flag as the most dominant alpha receiver on his team in the NFL. You can see that his base Donruss rated rookie cards are PSA 9, $50, a Gem 10 random grading company down here, Base Select Premier selling for $40, and buy it now. A couple big buy it now transaction there. Those are up. His optic hollows are now a $50 to $60 card and quite rare at this point. They're hard to find. I would not be surprised if you see some $70 to $80 transactions on them. The optic pink, I was able to find a transaction on that one today for $40. I don't think that person should have taken the offer, but they got some cash. A couple other offers accepted. We're on a limited autographed out of 49 card for $100. A big transaction there. Lesser desirable set and a sticker auto. And then you got his base Prism card, which comes silver out of the pack like we talk about for 2017 and 2016 rookies. This sold for $42.99. Best offer accepted. Just up more than any other 2017 skill position player at this point.
For Kupp. Rams open the third.
The number 8 most hyped up player going up right now is Nick Chubb, the dominant running back for the Cleveland Browns. They did have a narrow 30 to 31 loss here to the Jets that really came down to the wire. But let's look at his snap share, his carry share, because he was dominant, man, with only a 54% snap share. But when he was in the game, it was expected that he was going to carry the ball. He even had a couple targets and receptions in this game, but ended up with a 52% carry share, which was 17 carries, 87 yards, 5.1 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, including a long of 22-yard run. Absolutely dominant performance from Nick Chubb once again, and you can see here his optic hollow PSA 10 going for $200 in a buy it now format. Also, his silver prism auto going for $120 here raw. Big transaction. But there were some even bigger transactions. I noticed best offers accepted. $175 silver prism non-auto going for more than the auto. And you're like, what? Wait a minute. Well, this is one of the anomalies from 2018 you need to be aware of. You can see here this silver prism has the rookie card shield. It's also a different photo. The autograph cards from 2018 Prism rookies do not have the rookie card shield, and it's a different photo. These are quite rare, guys. The print run on these is 150 or less, and they are pretty rare. They're very hard to find, so when you do find them, they do go for quite a bit of money. Very nice card there. Someone paid up for it, $175, recognizing Nick Chubb as arguably the top 3, maybe he may be even the best pure runner in the NFL. The number 9 player going up right now is back on the Baltimore Ravens, Rashad Bateman, asserting himself as the alpha wide receiver. Now, Mark Andrews was still the target leader. Mark Andrews still had a great game as well, but Bateman is younger. He's a second-year guy. He's a receiver, and dude, this guy is really good, and eventually the market is going to come around because he's going to have a top 10 season if Lamar Jackson continues to throw the ball the way he's been throwing the ball. In week 2, Rashad Bateman only had a 62% snap share, but when he was on the field, that was a 71% route participation, 25% target share, guys. 25% target share is big. 7 targets, 4 receptions, 27 yards per reception. So next to Duvernay, Bateman is probably even more of a favorite deep ball target for Lamar Jackson. But I expect these guys to have these spike weeks kind of alternating. Maybe one week we get both of them going off, but this week it was Bateman, 108 yards for a touchdown, including a long of 75 where he outran the defenders, man. And you can see his optic hollows are still only at $6, $9. A ton of transactions flying off the shelves for, I counted hundreds of Rashad Bateman transactions between yesterday and today. So it's only a matter of time before these sell out at this current price level, and then now they start selling for $40, $50 in terms of rookie ticket autos. In terms of the optic hollows, I could see those easily get up to that $20 range like we see for Amon Ross St. Brown and Jalen Waddle at some point. The Ravens are 1-1, but they put up such an incredible offensive performance in this game. They're going to do just fine over the course of the season with a potential playoff performance. And I'm looking at the auctions from yesterday on his Silver Prism Auto. Still a lot of desirability for that card, but I would prefer to buy into a rookie ticket auto and auction for 30 and be able to turn around and sell it for 60 on Bateman. Whereas if I buy a Prism Silver autograph non-numbered for Bateman at 83, it gives me no room really for growth. I can maybe squeeze $100 out of that and maybe make 10 or 15 bucks, but why not make $30 to $40 buying that rookie ticket optic auto for 33? And you can even see that people still are not looking for that little football and the little V on the back. They're not distinguishing properly between which ones are the base photo variation and the short print photo variation, and that just allows for more opportunity for us investors to come in and take advantage of these market inefficiencies and make money on a guy like Bateman. Right now he's number 9. He's arguably got the cheapest rookie cards of the top 10. Number 10 is actually a defensive player, guys. That's right. I'm transitioning to a defensive player this week. I've even got a consolation prize. I was torn between which one, but this guy had such a good performance yesterday for his team, coming up big to help the Lions go 1-1 here with 5 solo tackles, 3 sacks. And what was so interesting about this was a first half franchise record by the rookie here, Aiden Hutchinson, big time. 2 tackles for loss, 6 QB pressures, and there is a lot of hype for his cards. I mean, a ton of transactions, hundreds of transactions. Look at some of these sold items from yesterday and today, guys. I mean, you could see it right here, $50 for a non-numbered Mosaic Draft Picks non-rookie card shield autograph card here. What about the legacy numbered out of 199 plain patch from No Game with a sticker auto going for $82? I mean, just massive transactions here. You got the year 1 with the short print red ink on it for $142. And the turn of the century red here, I believe this card was numbered out of 100 going for $100. So big time transaction.
Is Hutchinson again, his second sack today.
The consolation prize is Aaron Jones, running back for the Green Bay Packers in the Sunday night game, man. Aaron Jones absolutely balled out with an insane 8.8 yards per carry. Finished with 132 total rushing yards, a touchdown, a long run of 36 yards, even got 3 receptions for 38 yards and another tutty. A.J. Dillon only had 3.4 yards per carry in this game. He did outcarry Aaron Jones, in fact, by 3, but you could say that Aaron Jones got the better carries in this game, and he was showing some very nice explosiveness coming away with a big performance. And as a result, we saw a spike, man. And I want to share with you guys something. If you're ending an auction and you want to roll the dice and do an auction on a card, you got a nice Silver Prism autograph card, you think your player might break out, end it after the game. Somebody ended their Silver Prism auto at 8 p.m. before the game even started, after Aaron Jones came off of a loss in a bad, underwhelming week 1. Why would you end it before the game started? That's not the kind of player you want to end before the game. Like next week, if you have a Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill, sure, end them before the game. Tua, end it before the game because they're playing the Bills. End that before the game. He's coming off of a historic performance for himself. That's a guy you want to end before the game, not a guy that's coming off of an underwhelming week 1 where his team lost. You can see here, this guy ultimately did it right in a buy it now, selling the rookie ticket auto out of 25 for $300, the base Prism there for 12 plus 5 shipping, or the orange numbered out of 299 for $30 and a buy it now plus 4 shipping. Those are cards you could have got very cheap, just for a couple dollars out of $1 or $5 bin. Buy it nows before the season. Now let's talk about the season-ending injury to Trey Lance. Of course, you know I've got the Prism Silvers, I've got some Optic Hollows, some other Trey Lance cards you recently see me pull, and you just got to hold them. The interesting thing is that we've still only seen such a very small sample size from Trey Lance that when he gets healthy and he comes back to be the starter next year, he's going to be hyped up again, at which point the market supply for him is going to be a lot different. There's going to be a lot more buy lows throughout now. I mean, his optic hollows are probably going to get down to that $20, maybe even $15 range where you can just pick them off all day long, and they'll probably get up to about that $50 range whenever he does get a start again next year, because I still predict the 49ers by that point to still be very good. They still have such a great defense, a great supporting cast all around. You just signed Debo to this big contract. You got Brandon Ayuk still on his rookie deal. So if they can like bring the whole gang back together, there's still going to be a lot of hype for Trey Lance because he's still such a small sample size. So you just got to hold. It's unfortunate. You got to hold. There's still going to be some sales, though. It definitely takes the hobby a week to a week and a half to really catch on. So there's still going to be some sales here in the next week, week and a half, if you do want to potentially break even and just get out of the cards. If you really need to get some of that cash back and recoup, just do it and buy it now. Don't put them in auction. And then in terms of Jimmy G, man, if you want, they're very cheap, and they could continue to go up if his team continues to win. And we could very well see them in a playoff performance. Look for the Topps Chrome refractors, Topps Chrome graded cards from 2014, also the Prisms graded cards. Look for those. Those are going to be the most liquid, and of course rookie ticket autos. If you can find like a Jimmy G rookie ticket auto for $50-$60, that's fine, but don't go spend several $100s on his cards, because it's going to take quite a bit for people to really get hyped up to the point where the supply clears out at the current price level. That drives it up higher and higher. Some other big takeaways. Travis Etienne is definitely a problem. If people are still really hyped up, I'm really concerned about the usage between James Robinson and Etienne. I don't know how many really big spike games we're going to see from Etienne at this point. So if you've got them and they're still going for a considerable good amount of money, I would go ahead and liquidate some more of your rare Etienne cards and recoup some of that. Christian Kirk, obviously clear alpha there. We could see his cards continue to rise just based on usage alone. Obviously, they beat the Colts. Very worried about the Colts after 2 weeks. Not good after the tie and the loss. Same thing with Russell Wilson. Not gonna lie, man. A little concerned about here. Nathaniel Hackett, terrible coaching performance again. Very concerned about the Denver Broncos making it far in the AFC West against teams like the Chargers and the Chiefs. Now the Raiders, you got to be concerned about. They got up early against the Cardinals, tried to sit on it. Devontae Adams only 12 yards and a touchdown. What's going on here? That was concerning. That was a weird game. And I can't believe they'll let the Cardinals come back and win that game. There's also opportunities. I think we'll see. Hopefully my guy Big Mike doesn't get suspended, but if he does, this could present a little bit of a buying window for the Bucs. Obviously the defense is still very good. They're going to keep us in a lot of games. We got the Packers next week. That's going to be a challenge, but man, guys, go look at Daniel Jones' cards. They're 2-0. They also, once again, get a winnable matchup against the Cowboys this upcoming week. And we know the Bengals just lost, but the Bengals once again shot themselves in the foot at the beginning of this game. And man, that offensive line is just not anywhere good as what we had like pumped it up to be in the offseason. So I would be buying into the dip of Joe Burrow, because I do think they get it together at some point and they make that late season playoff push. He's one guy that I am bullish about buying into the dip on for sure. Like if I can get cards that are now like dipping below what Tua's and Jalen Hurts, like heck yeah, sign me up, for the Joe Burrows. On the other side though, Daniel Jones, man, if he goes 3-0 and beats the Cowboys, now we're really going to start to see the hobby and the market react. Currently, his optic hollows, his prism silvers, I mean, we're talking still going for very cheap prices, $30, $40, like, or less, man. Cards are still going for very cheap prices. 2019 rookie. Look at those cards, because there's definitely potential in a winnable game upcoming. That's an early reaction there. The Falcons are a little bit better than what people think. Staying in that game against the Rams, I expect them to actually put up points this year, and Drake London's definitely seeing a big spike. He's actually on like the top 20, 30 if we look at that list. Also, I expect Deebo Samuel, now that Jimmy G is back, Deebo Samuel is a favorite target of mine, and his cards are pricey. He broke off a big run in this game. But he's one of those guys that, man, barring injury, man, that guy's going to be an absolute stud and a focal point now for that team. That's kind of how they played last year with Jimmy G, and I expect him to do it some more. Also, Courtland Sutton, bona fide alpha stud for the Broncos. So if you can find some good prices on him that are low, optic hollows for 10, 15 bucks from 2018. You saw if you find a Prism Silver for Courtland Sutton from 2018, non-autographed, that has the rookie card shield for like 30, 40 bucks. Think about how much the Nick Chubb just sold for, 175, 180. Denver's got a massive market fan base. I do think they're going to win some games, and they're going to get their act together. They barely beat the Texans, they're 1-1. They've got a difficult schedule. I hope that they get better as the season progresses, because so far, definitely a little concerning here, man. And that's my big takeaways. Like, right, if you got Trubisky, I'm just going to come out and say, go ahead and sell those. Or the crowd was booing him at the end of that game. It's only a matter of time, guys, before they have to put Pickett in. I'm pretty certain of that, man, because I don't know how much the Pittsburgh fan base is going to take, and Tomlin will get under so much pressure. They'll have to see what they've got in the rookie. It's a good possibility there. Same thing with Mariota and Desmond Ridder, but Mariota so far is looking a lot better than Trubisky. Jameis, you got to hold the Jameis's, man. Met a terrible game. 3 interceptions, pick 6. Bad game. Tried to play through some fractured vertebrae in his back. Still, man, if you're going to play, I mean, you're going to be held accountable for your efficiency, and it was bad. So, guys, tune in tomorrow night. Steve and I are going to be going live, and we're going to be talking about all the best buys, doing a lot of live eBay auction sniping, buy it now hunting, and we're going to be talking about the best sleepers in the league, plus just the best buy low candidates in general that we're wanting to add to our collection. We're going to run through the gauntlet with you guys in the chat. It's going to be a blast. I hope to see you there. Enjoy the games tonight, man. Buffalo, Tennessee, monster game. Maybe pick up some Treylon Burks. Could this be a Treylon Burks coming out party? It very well could be, man. Very well could be. I hope to see it. But anyways, it could be another dominant Josh Allen performance as well. So Tennessee's going to be forced to throw. That's why I like the Treylon Burks play. You see what I'm saying? So and then you got the Eagles, the Vikings. Fireworks, man. Let's go. Let's go. Enjoy it. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Could the Dolphins potentially go 3-0 against the Buffalo Bills? Well, let's see what they do tonight against Tennessee Titans. Could the Bengals go 0-3 against the New York Jets at home, led by Joe Flacco? Very possible at this point.